Hi everyone, I thought I'd come on today and just do another video on experiences and basically being grateful to be alive. Listening to another woman's story who'd been through similar things to me inspired me to keep talking about my story and the journey to healing. Because the more people that are aware, as my grandmother says, the more the secrets cannot stay in the darkness. Because my grandmother, even though she's passed on, I mustn't cry. I never got to meet her as a child. Forgive me, I'm just going to find one of my crystals, if I can right now, to comfort me. Yes, I have my beautiful clear quartz with me that will look after me today. And yes, my grandmother came to me at the height of my healing. I'd already been through so much. 6 years old, I'd been through so much abuse already and so much survival. Even though I was an intelligent child, I still couldn't escape this person because, as I said to you, a predator is a predator, and they did drug me. And yeah, I didn't go to therapy for quite a while because I didn't remember what had occurred until I was older, in my 20s. I just got through it. That was when he had drugged me. And then the woman who hurt me, she basically threatened me and would close me in a cupboard or close me in a room with no air until I fainted. And she wouldn't give me food or water until I did what she told me to do. I remember that. But speaking on this, I am hoping that I can encourage others to speak up and to release their traumas instead of doing what I did for a long time, being ashamed of them and not speaking about them. And yeah, as I feel speaking about them may help others to not feel ashamed of their trauma and to actually release it. And that's what I have been doing every single year of my life, is releasing more and more of this and finding more and more forgiveness in my heart instead of carrying the anger in my body. And I tend to get what I call shamanic sickness, and we're all born with inner shamans. It's just some of us are born with them more prominent than others so that we can awaken the shaman in other people. All that shaman means is to live from the heart, and shaman to me came from my grandmother, and she was a natural medicine woman. And it doesn't naturally mean that I would be the next in the family. And I can tell you, I didn't want it at all. I didn't want it at all. Like, I'm 6 years old, I'm getting visions of people that are dead, and I don't even know what's happening to me. And it was massively intense. And this is intertwined with the trauma that was going on for me as well. So you can just imagine I'm having psychic visions. And in between, I'm having traumatic moments. That's probably why I didn't remember the trauma happening. I did remember the one with the woman because I was a lot older and it was a lot more prominent in me because I was not so young. I was about 10 at the time, and the other abuse had stopped from him, and then I went into another lot of abuse with her. And I remember just thinking, screw this bitch. I just got my freedom back. And something in me said, screw this bitch. And that was probably a time where I just thought my body had had this memory happen, but I hadn't had it fully happen. And her sister actually saved me and let me out, and I'll never forget. I just ran all the way home. I nearly walked into a drunk person and ran through him. Thank God he wasn't with it. Ran through the bush, and I slept next to my dog until my mum and dad got home, because I thought, I'm not going through that shit ever again. And I told my mum I never wanted to go back there. I didn't tell her exactly what she did. I just told her that she was a moo-moo and I didn't like her, and I was never going back there again. I'd rather be babysat by the dog. And my dog was a way better babysitter than her. He loved me. And that was another thing too, through my shaman stuff. I was always very connected to animals. Animals loved me. Babies loved me. And at one point I didn't want children next to me because I had so much childhood trauma that to look at a child would trigger my anger on having my innocence robbed from me. I couldn't even look at a child because it was such an intense trigger that how come you get to have your childhood and mine was raped from me from the day I was born, because I was already born remembering the trauma from the last lifetime as well. So I couldn't even look at kids for such a long time. The amount of anger that would bubble in me and think it's not fair. That's something that I had to work through as well. That no longer triggers me. I now think I can remember some innocence from my childhood, thanks to my mum and dad, who are the most fabulous people on the planet. I miss my dad every day. Excuse me, I'm not going to cry, because my dad was the most amazing man and the most amazing father. He could never have done enough for me. He was a beautiful man, and my mum's the same. I was so blessed with the most beautiful parents ever. Excuse me. Just unfortunately, the people that were connected to were not so lovely, unfortunately. And yes, calling in what a therapist once said, the trauma cycle, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, it is true, unfortunately. There's been a lot of trauma in my family, which I will not speak of because it's not my trauma to speak of. It is my family's trauma. It is a private thing for them. I will speak of mine, but it is not my right to speak of my family's trauma that they experienced. All I will say is the therapist was right at the time that the trauma does bench from the family tree, and I didn't know this at the time. And I walked out of the therapy session and I basically said, F you, I have the best parents on the planet, you're full of shit. And I walked out of that therapy session absolutely infuriated that she could even suggest that the two people that loved me the most on this planet could have caused what happened to me. I just basically thought she was totally full of it. Because I thought, how are you kidding me? My family loved me, I am cherished. And as the abusers used to call me, a spoiled bitch, because my family gave me the best of the best, and that's what they wanted because they didn't really have it for themselves, so they strived to give it to me. But unfortunately, even though my parents are the most wonderful beings on the planet, the trauma had travelled down the line. And I feel that I was born to break this cycle, to break the cycle of trauma in my family, and to break the trauma cycle on the earth of anyone else. Not that it's my responsibility, but I just want to be an activator. I want to be an activator for you to live the best effing life possible and to not go through the traumas that I went through. If I can avoid you doing this and you can break the chains in your family, I hope that I inspire you to do this and that you can get down the path of healing, and you can do it. And the more that you speak up and come out of the darkness and say, screw this crap, it's not on, the chain has got to be broken, the more that the demons of darkness in the souls of everyone cannot play the game to activate the demons of trauma in everyone. Because as far as I'm concerned, we have a choice every single day. You have the choice of giving in to the demons that are within you, just like Bruce Lee didn't give in to his demons and he fought them. And I think that the Chinese proverb that he speaks of is wonderful. It's like one victory can be a victory for the whole line of the family. Forgive me, I don't know the exact proverb, but I must admit that that moment that Bruce Lee spoke of that just totally set a light bulb off in my head. It was like, one victory is a victory for your entire family. The moment that you stand up and you say that demon can no longer take over your family, that is a ka-ching moment, and I hope that that happens for you. Sorry, I'm getting a bit passionate here, but you know, there you go, what can I say? And anyway, the next trauma that happened for me is I had a lot of partners that were unhealthy, and I had a realization today that not loving myself was part of that. I would always say to the universe, oh my God, blah, 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 to myself. I won't even say it now because I'm not going to activate it. And I remembered speaking badly to myself. The universe was delivering to me and answering my prayers. They're going, well, right, You're saying this and you're saying that, because I used to think about killing myself a lot. I went to therapy for this as well. I won't even give you the visions that I used to have for myself when I used to think about killing myself, because these were visions that were dark, and it was quite a dark time in my life. And I don't want to bring anyone down with those dark visions. I will just tell you they were quite dark. I didn't love myself enough. I talked badly to myself. And therefore, as they say, you attract the mirror. I attracted the mirrors. The universe answered, right, you're going to talk about yourself like this. You want to kill yourself. We're going to attract that man that wants to help you do it. And it was again, and it was again, and it was again. And I just kept attracting that partner that was going to help me kill myself. And I'm not kidding you. So, darling, when you have those down days, watch your words. I'm not saying you can watch them every moment, but you can correct it. I remember a technique a mentor gave me, because it's like, you do need to go to therapy. You do need to go get that help. But not every therapist is the right therapist. Find the right one to connect for you. That's what I did. I found my holistic therapist that understands that we don't all fit into the one box. I'm not a circle that tries to fit into a square hole, or a square trying to fit into a circle. That's what I'll say. In saying that, you can always do, oh boy, I had that thought. And once you come out of that darkness, you go cancel, clear, delete. And trust me, you can sometimes have those shadow moments where you feel like you're never going to come out. And those are the moments where I know that I prayed. And it's like, I will admit it, I am a godly woman. I am a spiritual woman. I used to go to church. I don't go to church now, and that's groovy for me. And you might go to church and that's cool for you, but I don't. But it doesn't mean that I don't believe in God, because I damn well do. And I can tell you, Mary came through for me. And whenever I'm having a dark day, I used to pray the rosary. And I can tell you it works, because I had days where I would have success. And this would upset other people at this success that I was having. How dare she have success? We dragged her down. We beat her down. We bullied her. We pooped on her. How dare she be successful? And they used to get angry, and they used to get jealous, and I could feel it, because I'm an empath. And I could feel every arrow that maybe they unintentionally sent me. But it used to rip my soul up. And I used to think, I ain't going to take this, because I don't need to. I am the empath that rises from the fire. I am the phoenix. And you need to find that phoenix moment and find your power. Find your spiritual power. Find your other power. See, now I nearly choked. They don't like that I'm telling you this. Get over it. Show the hand. Walk, baby, walk. Find that spiritual power in here. You got it, baby. I don't care if you need to say your prayer to the purple alien to give you the power. It does work. And if you're an atheist, that's quite fine. Pray to the bush. Then again, you won't pray, so good luck to you. I don't know. Who knows? You might call on something, a rock. Who knows? Everything has a soul on the earth, so power to you. But if you're listening to me, I'm hoping that you're a spiritual person like I am. So anyway, in saying that, Mary, she's a sister for me. She's my soul sister. She got my back all the time. And that's what I'll say. And the prayers worked. And they always work. And it don't matter if you try and say that that prayer don't work for me, because guess what, baby? Oh, so much power. And you got so much power. Then guess what? It don't matter. Okay? Because I got my back. Mary's got my back. And you can try and do your worst. Not that I'm telling you to do it. Not that I'm daring you. I just know God's got my back. Mary's got my back. And it doesn't matter if you say something about my prayer, because I have plenty up my sleeves. And I believe in all the great masters, baby. Every single one of them got the power. So don't even go there. But you can if you want. If you want to play with fire. So, you know, there you go. But anyway, I'm babbling. This is probably the longest video, and you guys might fast forward, but you know, I got to get my soul rambling out. I really do. So anyway, going back to where I was, hopefully, I don't know, you know, I go to fairy town sometimes. But the next thing for me was, after one of the biggest effects on me was when I got gang raped by someone who I thought, you know, I should have seen the signs. He wasn't the nicest guy. He was angry, and He was horrible. I don't even know why I went back there. Because one morning I remember before we went to this getaway thing, the way that he treated me when I stayed one night before I went to work. I'm in the cupboard eating my cereal because he told me when I got my cereal at 7:30 so I could go to work, and yet he knew I got to get up early. Apparently, I'm making too much noise getting my cereal bowl out of the cupboard and getting my cereal and eating my cereal. It was just too much for him. And I'm just like, that should have been an alarm bell there, but I still stayed. And then next thing I know, we gone on a romantic trip. His friend grabbed my butt. That should have been another alarm bell. I should have rang my auntie where I was to come get me. I wish I rang my mum to get her number. But again, you know, I remember this woman saying who been attacked like me, when you don't trust your intuition and you brush it off, you know, sometimes things can happen. So, you know, listen to that gut when it's screaming at you, danger, because it's not joking. Because next thing I know, they drugged me and I'm out, and then I wake up naked. And I'm just thinking, why am I naked? Because I didn't remember even going to bed. They put something in my drink and they had their way with me. And trust me, I'm sugarcoating it, because after I went to another psychic friend because I was such a mess at doubting my intuition after that. My psychic friend said, you know what happened, girl. Go back in your vision. You know what happened. You know what they did. And Spirit tried to warn me. When I jumped, when he grabbed my bum, that was a red flag. I even told my boyfriend, I said, your friend just grabbed my ass. You okay with that? Oh, don't worry. He liked that all the time. And I'm like, what? You okay with another man touching your woman? Okay, there's red flag there. Ding, ding, ding. I should have run for the hills, but I didn't. Just things, you know, you learn along the way. It's important. Intuition is important. And I'm going to stop this and come back, because we're on a long time here, and you guys probably check out, and then I'll do another video.